Hello. Welcome back to the Lambda log. Okay, week one, day two, the 21st of July, 2026. Hello. Good morning, good day, whatever it is that I say sometimes. I don't really have a true intro. I feel like I should have one. Also, I feel like this is mostly just for myself, and it's just mostly myself who's watching this. So, does it matter? Who knows? Back at it with rehearsals, 10 a.m. Much Ado, director Lawrence. We have our show times and days. The 25th of August in the evening, so 7 or 7:30, I think 7. The matinee on the 29th of August, which will be 2-ish, probably 2. And then an evening show on the 1st of September. Yeah. And then we started doing, listening to this podcast that has a companion book. And it is called Shakespeare's Restless World. And each chapter has an object from the British History Museum that relates to Shakespeare in some way. Also, it's been a minute. Shout out Sandridge. Haven't forgotten you. I just have forgotten to fill up my water a bunch. So yeah. So in 1580, Shakespeare was 16, and an Englishman sailed around the whole world for the first time. That was Francis Drake. And Shakespeare plays were about redefining this world as it was understood in a new light, right? The first object that this was a silver coin that showed the entire globe, which interestingly enough, Shakespeare's stage was called, his theater was called the Globe, right? We need to get into the mindset of the Elizabethans, discovering this world. Everything was new and exciting. As actors, we need to immerse ourselves in as much auditory and visual language of the people we are playing. I need to communicate this world to the audience. I need to do everything around. I need to do everything around the meal, right? Preparing the food before I partake in the food. We can't just read the words and do it, right? We need to totally immerse ourselves in delivering this feast to the audience. Go and see the art of this world, right? Go to the National Gallery and see what these people would have seen and what was interesting to them. A good actor is a curious actor. Lawrence original. We began our table work today. So we read each line and explained each line. So we did the parsing, right? That's where you put it in your own words. And we did that with every single word, every single line. It was good. We began. We talked a little bit about bastardy and about illegitimate people, kings and so forth. Right? Louis the Eighth was a guy, and his wife was already pregnant. So Louis the XIV, one of the most famous French kings, was a bastard. Right? He was illegitimate, and he's like the one who created Versailles and everything. Check out allegories of people in the National Gallery, right? What were they talking about and thinking about? Those images are important. They mean things. Paint the words with their meaning. Even in prose, identify the operative and important word. Shakespeare never uses words arbitrarily. Why this word choice for this character? Tea break. We continued the read through. We need to pick up the pace just in our reading, because we were kind of getting a little nitty gritty and being like, oh, what could this mean? Or like, what are the double entendres and triple entendres and double meanings and everything, right? Within jam discoveries, give it a beat to make that discovery, right? The new thought with the new pitch. Don't just stitch the whole line together. I think that's kind of what we think to do, because we're like, oh, there's no punctuation, just read through it as a single thought. But it's a new thought, it's a discovered thought. It's like the same thought, but it's this new part of the thought that you didn't know you were going to say. And show that to the audience. lunch break. Then when we got back, when you have a list, everything is different, right? So each word in the list is different. So how can you color that differently? Endow the words with meaning. In prose, a comma shows a setup, and then there's going to be a payoff, right? So make sure you know and understand all the pronouns, right? Who's talking to who about what. We have a tendency to slip into a thought, like what, instead of hitting it. It's like sliding into a note. Just hit it, start from the beginning. Start with an emphasis on the first word. Like that is important that you're speaking, not necessarily emphasizing the first word, but it's like, this is important too. Don't play the double meaning, but let the audience pick up on it. Multiple caesuras, right? Periods in the middle of a verse line shows conflict, right? They're so excited to say the next line, and what does that mean? Pronouns are only stressed in comparison. It's me in comparison to you or someone else. Always play to change the other person. There's tactic and purpose behind that. You can stress the and at the beginning of a prose line because it's the impulse. Know what all your lines mean and what those in the scenes you are in are saying. Yeah. And our homework, besides everything else that we're working on, is unit your script and do the scansion. Scansion meaning the on your verse lines, the da 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 da, iambic pentameter stuff. And then we do have our showcase dates. Our LA showcase is October 20th to the 22nd, and our New York showcase is October 26th through the 29th. So that's good to know. And then we had another meeting, because of course we did. Did we have a meeting every night? What do we do on Wednesday? I think Wednesday we just finished. Wednesday was a blessed day. We're done. Is that true? No way. I think it was. Impeccable. And then Thursday we had theses. And then Friday, I think we just finished again. Brilliant. Anyway, back to Tuesday, which is this day. We had a professional preparation with agents Q&A. So we had Kevin Brady, Holly Davidson, and Sarah Mowat. Yeah, Mowat. Kevin Brady was from AHA Talent. Holly was from BWH, and Sarah was from Scott Marshall Partners. So Sarah had been an agent for 10 years, worked specifically in theater. She has 8 total actors that she's representing. Oh wait, no, there are 8 total agents in her agency, and 5 work in screen and 3 work in theater and stage. All work together and all interact. Holly started at BWH in 2010, I think it says. Was friends with a very good actor who went to LAMDA and worked. Did LIPA for artists and then started management and then got in that way. Kevin was a director and an agent, and he went to the Royal Scotland Conservatory, RC, the Royal Conservatory of Scotland. I always get those mixed up because it's RSC is the Royal Shakespeare Company. RCS is the Royal Conservatory of Scotland. He's in an agency of 10 agents. Each agent has their own list and they don't like work together. They just have their people. But a manager is more curating a full career. Agent is more about specific. That was the first question. Is a manager more about curating a full career and agents more kind of specific projects? In the US, it might be more separate. In the UK, it's similar and the same. An agent is similar to a manager. You want to learn what style of management works for you, right? Hands-on versus hands off. Communication is key. Phone calls are standard between agent and actor. Just call them. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It's better to let them know your confusion. Make as many opportunities as you can. Agents and actors are a team who need to communicate and get to know each other. Communicate, communicate, communicate. I can't say that enough, and I probably will say it again. They need to know as much as possible, right? The more the better. What do you prepare when kind of having not auditions for agents, but like interviews with agents and stuff? It's like, come with questions. What are you watching is one that they will ask. What actors do you like? Do you have a contract? What's your commission rate? Those are good things for us to ask. Feel free to ask questions. Don't be rude, but ask what you want to know. It's not rude to ask questions. It's rude to ask rude questions. Don't overthink it too much. Ask business questions and artistic ones. 12.5% is fairly standard commission for agents. Do your research and know who they represent and what you like, right? It's like, oh, I saw you represent this person who does these projects, and that's something I'm interested in. Relax and be yourself. Always reply and get back to people quickly. That's huge. Yeah. Things get around and they love to gossip. It's a small world, right? So send a thank you email back. It's good to thank people. Is there a roster to fill types of people? Like in an agency, it's like, do you want to it's like, hey, I need a leading romantic male type, and I need a this type or that type, right? Are you trying to like hit that kind of types? And they don't want to take on people who would be like actively competing against each other, like two very similar kinds of types of people. Um, but they don't try to fill a quota. That's not what they're really thinking about. And then what's it like for Americans? There is demand and space for Americans. Many jobs don't offer visas, so to have a visa is super important. And there's a lot being filmed in the UK, and the US is more open and connected to UK filming. The internet has connected things greatly, right? An EU passport is a golden ticket. Darn, I don't have that, but maybe I'll get one day. I'll become a citizen of Ireland. Would be the one. What are agents looking for at showcases? Everyone on Holly's list, she says she remembers the first time she met them. Am I someone who an agent would want to fiercely represent, go to bat for them all day on the phone? That's the kind of people these people are looking for. So much is just about if it's a good fit based on taste, right? Avoid lazy choices. Pick specific good pieces that are not done frequently. Don't do something that has been done really well recently. So like if there's Cabaret, for example. Cabaret was just done, I guess that's a little older, but it was just done really recently. So don't like perform Sally Bowles when it was done and she won the Olivier for it, and all of these clear things, right? Don't perform a scene by an award-winning performer who like just did it, because you'll just be compared to that. Don't pick extreme characters. Show more of yourself. Sometimes these extreme characters, it gets a little much. It's like, yeah, but how are they in like a normal situation? First jobs are going to be a lot about casting based on your type. So be yourself, and then you'll get cast as roles like yourself. Embody a character well and naturally. Find scenes with quiet moments. Pick scenes from plays, not telly. Play to your strengths. Play your type. It's good. That's what you got right now. You can divulge from that in the future, but right now you're you. So play your type. Give your best of what you can do best. Yeah, do what you do best. Find something true and nice. Perform in your own accent. RP is possible and useful, but only if it's really good. Perfect, even. Perfect. Don't do your own text. An actor's job is to take someone else's words and embody them. So, it's not worth it. The goal is to be truthful, not show offy. Not to show off. Pitfalls that can get actors removed from a list. Are you professional? You represent the agency, not only yourself. You need to read the script. How do you feel about there was a story about somebody who hadn't read the script, and then the director asked them, I was like, how did you think, like, feel about the twist at the end, and how did that happen and stuff? And how that like affect your character? And they they didn't book the job, and and they're still on being represented, and they say it all the time. It's like, no, I've read it, I know. And they just didn't have a good reason. It doesn't matter if you book the job, you got to book the room, right? When you get in there, own it. Be charming, be yourself, right? Be reliable and be honest. Don't be late, but if you are, be honest about why. Don't be a jerk. There's never an excuse of being rude for being rude. The industry is quite deflated. There aren't a lot of starting jobs, unfortunately. We have to put in as much work and dedication as we expect others to, right? There used to be these great like beginning jobs. It's like, oh, you could work at this company or do this theater job or this or this or that. But just things are more expensive and people aren't giving as many jobs. How do you balance US and UK agents if you have a US agent and a UK agent? You can have both, but you have to pay commission to both. So they both communicate together, and then make sure the UK and US agents are part of the same team. They speak the same lingo and language and have the same goals for the actor. Usually you split the commission into 20%, 10 for one and 10 for the other. Or if there are three, for example, you have like a Canadian, an American, and a UK, then it's 7% to one, 7% to the other, 7% to the other. That's generally the idea. If there is interest in both sides, the UK and the US, have them talk to each other, right? Where is the line between consistent asking and being annoying? It's a fine line, right? And like reaching out, being like, hi, you didn't come to this one thing, but I hope you come to this next. Don't send follow-up emails a week later, right? Do it with time, right? You only need to email one person in an agency, not everyone. Every agent wants to discover the next big star. There's just so much to do. Make it detailed and specific and short. Connect to the person and keep it short. I'm in the show and I'd love you to come. Invite them to the show. If they don't come, invite them to the showcase. Just be real. Send emails as invites to shows. You need to be seen. Don't just say, hey, I'm a guy, represent me. Give them a reason to. After drama school, set a schedule and a routine. How do you build in your structure to work on something every day? What are you doing to improve yourself as an artist and an actor? Self-tapes are so much of the job now, so get good at self-tapes. Get with people and read plays together. An agent is not the end. You still have a lot of work to do once you get an agent. We need to feel connected to the industry. What are you watching currently? How are you involved? How are you keeping up with things? Bring your agent options and things you find yourself, right? It's don't just call saying anything happening, anything up, right? Call your agent and have a quick convo. It's better than like tedious emails. Just give them a call and be like, hey, I saw this thing is up. I think it'd be good for this part. Did you see this? And what do you think? And like, hey, I've been doing this. If you're contacting them, connect with them and have something to give them. Feel free to invite to original stuff, but not so much in showcase. Writing usually has a separate agent. No one is looking too closely at your spotlight, so don't worry about that. Everyone is excited about graduates. Do as much as you can so you can get seen. And that was day 2. And then day 2, did I get sleep? I don't even remember. I think I got okay sleep. I think my friends that were staying over left that day. Maybe. So did I have my own sleep? My own bed? I didn't end up sleeping on the floor once I got back, which was nice because my friends got mattresses. Little whatchamacalls them? Air mattresses. Anyway, so that was day 2. The videos are getting a little shorter, which is good. Trying to keep them short and to the point. Anyway, hope you have a lovely day, time, night, weekend, life. Bye-bye.